Honestly, man, when it comes to situations like this, I really look at it as like it's a personal problem that isn't anyone's business. And I do know in California, when it comes to family law, that's like, that's not really public. Those were concealed cases. But one thing I will say about this whole Tyrese situation is that he shouldn't express like all of this stuff over the internet like that. Like nobody has access to that information besides him and what he decides to tell people. You know what I mean? But he just needs an outlet where it's like, okay, I could express my hurt and my pain and all of these different things to this person, which probably should be a therapist or a big homie or someone of that nature. And due to what Trev just spoke about, which I was thinking about honestly the whole time, was that this is not this has nothing to do with divorce. This has everything to do with child support. And to be real, like $10,000 for him, I really don't think it's that much money. I don't think that he's getting cheated. I don't think any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's nothing that'll make me go, damn, bro. Like they hitting you for 10. It's like, bro, you Tyrese, you can make something shake. You know what I'm saying? You've been in the game for 30 years almost. Like you can make that happen. There's dudes out here with regular jobs paying 3,000, 4,000 that never touched a million that doesn't live in the $3 million home. And so I have no idea how he feels like he's cheated. Me personally, I deal with people, high net profile people, and I've, seen their situations and stuff like that. And this is nothing compared to the real shit that I've witnessed. Like he's not talking about alimony. He's talking about $7,500 in lawyer fees. Like, come on, bro. Come on. Like I thought I was gonna see like 40,000. Like 7,500 is nothing.
No, he was at 750,000 last year and had to leave court paying 200,000 in September. This 7,500 that you're hearing about right now is just this one appeal.
Right. I'm not sure which one he's complaining about, but maybe it's the ones in the past. But I'm just looking at it like what's currently going on. That's just to say, I just look at it like this. It's like you got to just chuck some things off as a loss as a man. You know what I'm saying? Period, point blank. And for someone like him, I'm like, bro, you should already know the game. Like we all witness this as grown men. What happens to you if you're a public figure of a certain stature and you marry a woman that you probably don't think is for you? You know what I'm saying? You probably should have found a woman that you grew up with, from high school or whatever, y'all were close, sealed it in with her and kept it together. But once you become a high net worth individual, we all know that there's predators out there. You know what I'm saying? And that girl probably made herself become all that she could be for you just to snag that bag. And you expect us to feel sorry for you. And we like, bro, we've been seeing this. How many situations we heard about this as grown adults? You know what I'm saying? We should have no sympathy or empathy for this. Like, bro, chuck it up for the loss. Pay for that baby and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, unfortunately, the lesson that we as kings on this show should get from this, even if some people aren't going to get married or whatever the case may be, is that we have to find loyal women and stick with them no matter what. If that woman loves you for you and all of these different things, just stick with that woman. Oh, wait. And create a life. You know what I'm saying? My bad. And create a life with that woman. There's a lot of men out there that have great examples of women that stuck by their side and they are rich. Richer than Tyrese, Denzel Washington, Samuel Jackson, two top black actors ever. Chocolate black women. Been with them forever before the game. You know what I'm saying? And so now we're looking at somebody like Tyrese. It's like, damn, they're just fucked up. No, it's not. He just didn't stick with somebody who was loyal to him. He probably had the chance. And me personally, like, I'm from LA. I know people that went to high school with Tyrese, and I swear to God, I put this on my Facebook status. If he would have found him the finest girl in Watts and stuck with her and created a life with her, which is a woman that understands him from the grassroots, you know what I'm saying? He probably would be in an okay situation. But he wants to find the light skin from wherever, whoop de whoop, and then she's gonna come in, and then it's gonna be conflict, and she's probably not gonna understand who he really is at his core. Most of the people that been together from either similar situations. Like I met mine in college. You know what I'm saying? Her first year of college, that's where I met mine. My, Law met his in high school. I'm not sure about how you other guys did, but usually it's something where it's like an origin story. It's like, okay, we met, we built this life, and boom, we're going here. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to tell, to all the kings out there, man, don't let this situation have you lose faith and hope in finding somebody solid that will rock with you, that will hold you down, because there's more examples of successful Black men or men, period, living their lives with great women, and they have no problem confessing their love to those women. For the other men that don't have that, learn whatever you can from them. But I would say learn from people that have possibly what you want and what you should have. And let's move the culture forward and be a little bit more positive about situations like this.
All right. Go ahead, Brother Hank. Go ahead, Hank.
Shit, my bad, big brother, my bad. Yeah, this Tyreek thing, man. It's bad, man. And I talked about this before about men talking too goddamn much. Yeah, he's talking too goddamn much. Man, I know you're a guy in the public figure, but man, you need to be as private as you possibly can. Everybody shouldn't be in your business as much as you can keep them out of it. That's what he should be doing. Instead, he's volunteering to share this information. And I'm like, Shane, he really don't care about the little man, because if that was the case, you would have been doing this on your first wife. But you didn't do that. I didn't see her pushing holding the flag of why men are overpaying and doing this and for child support. I didn't see that. It wasn't to this situation. And now you want to carry the flag of feeling sympathy for all the men who has to do this. Yeah, I can't take you serious, though. I really can't. I just think you talk too much. You put your business out there in the street way more than you need to. Now, you're a victim of a single motherhood. Like he said, he came and raised up. He understands, baby boy, because that was that movie. He felt that. He can relate to that. And that's how he's acting, like a woman. Everything he's doing and how he's operating, can't hold water, putting his business out in the goddamn street. Everybody know it. He's sharing it with everybody who listen. That's a woman. And so guess where he learned it from? His ragged ass mammy. So he's doing everything his mammy probably would have did because he learned it from her. He picked up all of those traits. Instead, your father failed you. He wasn't around in your life. He didn't teach you how to be the man that you needed to be, or you probably could have been. And you probably be moving differently. You probably be operating differently. But now you continue to do this. So it's kind of hard to feel any sympathy for dudes like this, man, when you wasn't true to it the first time around. Now all of a sudden you looking for the ear of the other men to have some type of soft spot for you. I don't feel bad for you. Not at all.
All right, go ahead, White.
Man, on a lighter note, my wife made gumbo today. That shit was so fucking fire. I'm talking about that shit was a super hit. Like, man, I'm about to burst. My damn stomach, my belly button about to turn into an Audi. But yeah, what Tyrese going through? I'm glad he ain't cry this time. So I could actually listen to him. Like that crying was getting in the way of me hearing what he was talking about when he was whining. He said he paid over $15 million in child support. God damn. Don't no kid cost no damn $15 million. That shit is robbery.
No, he's 15 million. He's 15 million all in, lawyer fees, everything from baby mama one all the way up until today, including everything.
That's what I'm saying. Don't no child cost no damn $15 million. That shit is crazy. $15 million, Shan, for a baby. Come on now, that's robbery. Like to your point earlier when you were saying, just because he got it don't mean he got to give you every yeah, that's not how that works. That's not how that should work. That's literally robbery. Like that's literally robbery. I feel his pain. That's crazy that he keep getting banged over the head. He should have known better. And if you got child support that high, he should have hired a private vet. Hey Tyrese, give me 300K, and the next woman you meet, I will vet her for you. I promise you, I got a skill, bro. I can help you out. Anybody else, the price is determined on your income. But for Tyrese, give me 300K and I'll insure and I give you your money back if the relationship failed. And what was the last marriage? 2 years. You could put it in escrow for 3 years. And if things aren't what I say they should be, after them 3 years, you can have all your money back. That's a deal I'll make to you. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I agree with Sean. We shouldn't let situations like this sour us. But the most important thing, we agree on this because I said this before too. When I thought I was going to the league early on, I was gonna stay with my girlfriend from high school. I would not have gotten a girlfriend in the NBA. Like, I mean, a wife in the NBA. When you have enough money that it can make people pretend to be somebody else, and they know that, it's almost impossible to trust anybody. So if I didn't meet you at like you said, the grassroots level, or before it was obvious that I was extremely wealthy, that would have prevented me from having an actual real relationship. I said that over and over again. I still stand by that. That now to the average person that don't have 15 million that they're gonna get rang over the coals for, this is not as pertinent to anybody's situation that don't stand to lose that much money, a ridiculous amount of money. Um, we still want people creating families. We still want people to get married. We still want to try and do the right thing. But you do need to vet as well.
Hey, Marcus, you mentioned if you did make it to the league, you wouldn't have got married. Would you have had a child?
So if I would have went to the league, I would have well, if I would have got paid in the league, because I kind of went still. But if I would have got paid, then I would have stayed with my girlfriend from high school, whether I wanted to be with her or not. And I probably would have had a child with her. So I would have swallowed that bullet just because I would have, the trust was there as far as that go. And if I did end up single and wanting a child, I might have paid somebody to do a what's it called?
Surrogate.
But I would have been in a relationship, so I wouldn't have brought them. I don't know, man. I can't even say that because I want the child to have a birth mother, because that'd be like neglect. So I don't know.
Are y'all
Yeah,
saying
You had a baby. You'd have had a baby by Drea.
hell no, never. I don't look. I'm the type of dude. You know how the niggas, they date the same girls in the industry. Every time I ever had a girlfriend, I went and picked her completely away from where other niggas know about.
Are y'all saying that this was a matter of vetting? Because I heard somebody said something about choosing a girl from Compton and paying $300,000.
Well, yeah, I think that was just really a matter of vetting, because they was together for less than 2 years. She talks about how she let her friends talk her out of it, and you know what I mean. Come on, man! Like when this your second go round,
how can you vet
didn't
that?
see the signs? Come on, man! You say what?
How can you vet that?
I honestly think you can vet it, but you have to get around with somebody who, if you don't know how to do it, it's people who can do that. It's a skill. It come in reading people and being able to have predictive behavior analysis. And I know a lot of people that's good at that. And I'm assuming, Sherm, you kind of got the same ideology where you can take indicators of somebody's thought process and then extrapolate what's the potential for them to do based off of that. And it's small things that'll key you off to the person that the average person might miss. Because I think we're talking.
So you saying there's a way you telling me there's a technique you can learn to vet whether a woman is gonna want more money in the event of a divorce from child support,
based off of her predictive behavior is what I'm saying. So when you look at somebody in totality, you see that if you really do your research and really get to know that person, you kind of get the ins and outs of their personality and what's possible, likely, highly unlikely, and very likely.
Right. Now check that out. So you could mitigate risk, but you can't eliminate risk. We can't determine whether a woman's going to change up on you, whether she's going to go through postpartum depression, whether her hormones are going to change. You don't know what's going on, whether she get that friend at work that got in her ear. There's certain things that you can do to mitigate the risk, but we're demonizing the men as if they are trying to, like, they're not just trying to make an honest woman out of somebody. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do the right thing. They want to build a family with somebody, right? But it's not their fault that they didn't understand. And I dig it's a skill, but it's not a skill that all of us are blessed with. And we kind of pounding the men for not being able to recognize it. But why the heck, like, when you think about it, we're not supposed to have game. That shit is crazy. Why should I have to have a skill set just to love a person? It sounds crazy, right? And that's not how most people think. And I understand it's real. I dig it, but just think about that for a second. We are telling men, which I understand, but like, damn, I need to be strategic about just trying to make an honest woman out of somebody, build a family, and love them. It shouldn't be like that. If the other person is there to reciprocate, like, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? So I think we can't be that hard on men for not understanding these things. Some of us are blessed with different gifts. Not all of us have the discernment like that. It's not something that we're just born with and you're just supposed to have. A lot of us don't even have those fathers and people to pull your coat to tell you in the first place. So they just out in the jungle on their own. So we can't really just start talking about men as weird and or you messing up or you don't know what the hell you do. Like, I get it, but we going too hard on people. Like, we want to do our best to help teach men, help them vet and all that, but we can't like demonize them. We can't dog them for not understanding that women sometimes could be vicious and switch up on you.
So you selling the point that I don't really remember nobody making. The main point that I made and Sherm made was that we have a skill that we can. I'm saying for me specific. I'm not even gonna speak for him. I have a skill.
You said you're gonna charge $300,000 for the shit.
Yeah, you know how much money to say that, man? Absolutely, absolutely.